Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lori, Happy Picker, and today I'm rethinking some of my life decisions. Stick around, you'll see what. So this is like one of the things I have to ship today. It's kind of large, but it did come with a pretty nice sales price. I got this from my daughter, who got it. Somebody gave it to her for her girls, and they just never played with it. And she asked me if I wanted it. I said, well, why don't you just put it on Facebook Marketplace or something? She didn't want to mess with it. She said, you can have it, or I'm going to throw it away or give it away. So I couldn't let her just do that. It took 3 weeks to sell, I think, and sold for $149.99. Now I gotta pack it. So sometimes the biggest problem is finding a box. This one looked pretty good, but just was a little too small and not tall enough. So then the only other one I could find is this giant one, which now I'm gonna have to cut down. But I can do it. I believe in myself. I'm just recording you. This box is a little toasty, but we're gonna be cutting down the top part of it anyway. And we got it all bubble wrapped and in the box. Okay, we got that done. And now I gotta ship the next thing. Let me show you. So there's the dollhouse there, and this is the next item I get to ship. And I think I found a box that'll work for it back there. But yeah, another large item. Also, if you have access to end rolls of newsprint, it is great packing material. All right, now that's done, but now we gotta go on to the next thing that needs packed. So Kyle's over here working on that. Next box. Fun times. And while he's working on the box for the Skittle ball, I've got to work on a box for this tray. You may not be able to tell how huge it is, but it's pretty huge. Okay, so there's 4 of the 16 items we have going out this weekend, packed and ready to go.
Okay, my turn to show something. We got this, woo, at a estate sale, and picked it up. Gosh, I don't have to get it off the shelf with the help of my claw friend, and then talk about it in just a second. Picked this up at an estate sale for $15, and it sold for $284 on eBay in about a week, right?
2 weeks, I think.
2 weeks.
So yes, it was another big item, but it came with a big price tag, big payout. And that's part of the reason that we do ship big, heavy things. And we're gonna talk a little bit about that, but I wanna show you what those other things sold for that you saw me packing, us packing. I showed you the dollhouse, $149.99 for that we paid nothing for. Then there was the suitcase, and we paid $5 for that. Got a set of 3 of them a year ago. It took a while to sell. I had all 3 of them listed together, and they were different sizes, but they weren't nesting. You couldn't fit all 3 of them into the largest, so it was gonna take a monster box to ship them all. I finally split them up, and then I just did that recently, like, I don't know, maybe a month or 2 ago. Sold the other 2. That was the last one to sell for $89.99 on Etsy.
Nice.
I did get hit with an offsite ad fee on it.
Hate that.
But we'll still be good because I paid $5 for it. It's great. Okay, the other 2 large items you saw us packing were the Skittle ball. Skittle bowl, sorry. Skittle bowl. And it wasn't terrible as far as packing, because it's not fragile. It was just large. And Kyle, where did we get Skittable?
Online auction, and you know me, paid $1.
He's cheap, and so am I. Who am I kidding? So $1, and we sold that for $49.99 on eBay.
Quickly.
Plus shipping.
Sold it quickly.
In just 2 weeks. So that was good. And then the last large item you saw me packing was that giant Tolware metal tray, which was bigger and heavier than it may have appeared. But that one sold for $49.99 on Etsy. Now that one is, I only got $5 shipping because it's Etsy, but it'll probably cost, I don't know, $18 to ship. So we're still making good money. Oh yeah, I only paid $15 for 4 trays like that. So what is that, about $3.75 a piece for them? So good return on our money on all those large items. And that is the #1 advantage to selling large stuff. So there are advantages and disadvantages to shipping large stuff, but we are still continuing to choose to do it. And one reason I keep doing it, he's not always here to help me pack this stuff. Now he was today. Thank you, Kyle, because it is very helpful packing that big stuff. But one of the reasons we keep doing it is because there's not as many sellers that are willing to ship the heavy stuff. So you don't have as much competition online for those big things that are selling. Because not as many people are willing to sell them, there's less competition when I go to buy them also. A lot of people just don't want to mess with it, so they don't pick them up. So they're still there when we get to the garage sale or to the auction or wherever it is. And so we tend to pick them up for not very much money, typically. Like, I mean, how much money do we pay for all those things? Not a whole lot.
As we go, though, I think that 62-pound cash registers are probably not the way we need to go, even for a lot of money, because it gets, we're not spring chickens anymore.
What? Speak for yourself.
Yeah, and it can be really hard, just all the way around the board. So there's a limit. There's a limit to what you do, but there is a lot of money to be made. Just because it's a larger item, it shouldn't put you off in being afraid to ship.
None of these things that we shipped today were terribly fragile. So it does get a little more difficult when you're shipping large things that are also very fragile. But bubble wrap is your friend. Packing paper is your friend. It's not that hard. We can do it. But the disadvantages are that it takes more time to pack those big things. It's a little more stressful.
A little harder to find the box. It's big enough. Definitely
harder to find the box. And so since I get probably 90% of my boxes from friends that use us to recycle their Amazon packages, trying to find the right box sometimes can be a challenge. And we have been known to Frankenbox a few things. Didn't have to today though. So yeah, finding a box, it can be stressful to ship the larger items. It takes more time. Those are all disadvantages. I said bubble wrap is your friend when it comes to wrapping big, breakable, heavy things, but bubble wrap's not free. So you gotta take that into account. You wanna make sure that what you're selling is worth using that bubble wrap on. Another disadvantage would be storage space. Those large things take space. So if you've got the space, that's great, but definitely a consideration when you're picking that stuff up. Do you have room for it? Because some of those things could take a while to sell. And I don't think any of those things took very long for us to sell. The dollhouse sold in a couple weeks. The cash register sold in a couple weeks. The tray was out there for a little while, but that tray is flat. It didn't take up a lot of space. And same with Skittable. But we only had it a couple weeks as well.
Suitcases took a little bit of time, and they take up some space, but
yeah, those took a year. So The other thing is just to be aware of when you go to ship those larger items and pack them up. Weight is not as important as the size of your box. They call it dimensional weight, and it's just based upon the size of your box. So you want to cut your box down and not have excess size. You want to pack your stuff carefully so it arrives safely, but you just don't want an overly large box because you could double the price of shipping if the box is too big. We will keep doing it for a while, probably as long as that payoff is worth it. And these were for me. Was it worth it for you? You had to cut down those boxes.
Yeah, all those were good.
So.
The cash register. Go back and look at that video. Oh.
No,
It was a monster.
The 62-pound cash register, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not this cash. That was great.
Yeah, we had a different cash register a few videos back. Okay, so we have 16 things going out this weekend. Some higher dollar items, the ones we already talked about. And we have some other good items to share that are a lot smaller in size, luckily. All eBay and Etsy. No McCrory, no Poshmark, no Depop, and no Facebook because I'm still banned there.
Help!
Don't know.
Facebook, help!
Don't know what to do there, but 16 things going out. Let's talk about the rest of them. All right, up here on top, I call this a shadow box. It's actually like a printer's tray, typeset tray. And this is not a giant one, it's just a smaller one. I always pick these up when I find them if the price is reasonable. Found this at a garage sale for $4. And I only had it listed for 3 days and it sold for $39.99 plus shipping on eBay. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. This one does have a hanger on the back, but these sell pretty well and usually pretty fast. All right, down here we have a tooled leather belt. I've had really good luck with tooled leather belts in the past. This one, I don't know why. Took over a year to sell. Yeah, way too long. And I only got $13.25 for it, which wouldn't be so bad, except that I paid $5 for it. So that is not a very good return on my money. It was 35% off because I have a 35% off sale on all the stuff that's older than 300 days. But yeah, this would be considered a no-low. Do not be on the lookout. I guess, I don't know. Did the market just drop on tooled leather belts? Maybe it's because I didn't promote it. This was not a win.
All right, my turn again. I think on our last video you saw that we got some Blu-ray animes and they have been selling so good. This one just sold. These anime Blu-rays, you probably saw we got these on our last video, so we've only had them a week or two. And this one, this Demon King, sold for $79.99, and we got like $1.50 in it maybe. So this is great, love it.
All right, next, back here we have a little compact. Not real big, but it's a little powder compact, mostly empty. Ooh, there went the powder. Vintage, as you can see. And it sold for $12. I'd actually had it listed for $13.99. Got a $12 offer, which is reasonable, and had been for sale since March. So I took the offer. And I only paid $1 for it at a garage sale, so could be worse.
Got another thing here that we sold. It's a VHS rewinder. These can be good, but you got to get the right one. Okay, so these rewinders are a little tricky. You got to get the right brand, and you should just always look everything up, right? This one sold for 15 bucks, and we had
$1.97.
and we had $1.97 in it, and it was a quick sale. A few weeks, maybe
10 days.
10 days. So this is they're good to find if they are the right brand. So always look them up, and you can turn a quick buck on these. Not a lot of money, but it's a quick sale. I got to do another one. This one I just picked up recently at a roadside flea market. It is a digital camera that's waterproof. So we went out and we were looking for a building for our next home, and on the way back we saw this little roadside flea market. It was like, back in the day, this was like a 6-room hotel, and they converted it. It's very, very cool. But anyway, this digital camera by Fuji is waterproof, and the guy wanted $5 for it, and I'm like, I'm all in. And it sold for $84.99, like within a week. Boom, love it.
All right, down here, we got a lampshade cover, whatever you call it. So, ceiling light fixture cover, not the fixture, but I do pretty well with vintage lighting, things like this, lampshades or lights in general. And so when I found this for $1 at a garage sale, I picked it up. It sold for $29.99 on Etsy, plus $5 ship. Probably cost me $10 to ship, so that's still like a $25 price tag. And it took about 3 months to sell. So it did take a little longer than I would like, but that's still within 90 days. And I'm happy if things sell within 90 days. I mean, I'm happy when things sell anytime, but particularly like it when they sell more quickly.
All right, now it's time for Kyle's Corner. This is where I'm going to pick out an item that's been in our store for a long time, and I don't know why. You guys got to help me out. So this time, we're going shuffleboard. We've got a set of 4 of these by Sportscraft, and if you look on eBay, they sell pretty good. They sell pretty regular. I don't understand what we're doing wrong. Now we have $150 on them, but from the comps, I felt like we were in the market. So you tell me, what are we doing wrong? These are great. I love it.
All right, down here, next item is a needlepoint chair cover. All the rest of the sales I'm going to share with you today are things I picked. So you're not going to see Grumpy again till the very end. But these, I think it's a chair cover. Could be made into a pillow, I suppose. But these needlepoint, vintage needlepoint, handwork, embroidery, all those kinds of things, they can be good things to pick up. I found this in a flea market less than 3 months ago, so another item that took less than 90 days to sell. And I paid $4 for it, and it sold for $23.99 plus $5 shipping on Etsy. And this will probably cost $5 to ship. And I am thrilled with that. So that's basically a $20 profit before fees. Hey. All right, this next thing back in here, this Demitasse cup and saucer. This could be borderline no-low because of how long it took me to sell this. I picked this up in April of 2024. That would be like 16 months ago. I picked it up because it was cute. I like cute things. It's glass. Also, it said made in Israel, which I thought was unusual, and thought unusual things often sell. Couldn't find much like it, but I just didn't have much luck selling it. I did finally sell it for $17.50 and on Etsy. I only paid $1 for it. It doesn't take up much room, but it took way too long to sell. However, I have found most of the time things will sell eventually. I didn't lower the price on this one, actually. So I should do that more. I know, maybe I would sell those things. Maybe it would have sold quicker than 16 months if I'd lowered the price, but then I wouldn't have got as much for it either. But I have found that things will sell if you leave them out there long enough. If you've got room for leaving stuff out there. But I mean, yeah, I think sending offers is probably a good idea too. Maybe a better way to go. All right, another item that I seem to sell pretty quickly when I have them are these custard dishes. These are Pyrex. So Pyrex with the scalloped edge custard dishes sell well for me and fast. These were listed less than a week and I only paid $1 for them at a garage sale. Sold them for $18.99 on Etsy plus my $5 ship. Probably cost me $6 to ship them, so that was a really good and fast turnaround. Not huge money, but I would do that all day long every day because it's easy. All right, last but not least, I got these sconces. Sconces are another thing I have pretty good luck with. Wood ones, metal ones, electric ones. I typically sell them pretty well. These sold for $18.99 on Etsy, and I paid $2 for them the first of the month, so less than 3 weeks ago. Keep an eye out for sconces. That wraps up another week of sales, and I think we did okay. We had some pretty high priced sales this weekend. In fact, I think, scoot over here, I think I'll put up my total right here so you guys can see how we did for the weekend. So anything you want to add?
It's a good month. We far ahead of our budget, which is always good to see, and we need to keep up in our budget because I'm gonna quit my job.
Summer slowdown over. Summer is kind of winding down. Fourth quarter's coming fast, and we need to go do some more shopping. Thanks for being here. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already, and come back next week for more Clawman.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thanks, guys. Happy picking.
Bye.